In today's world, where health and longevity are becoming more and more important, people are constantly asking the question, how can we eat to live longer and healthier? To find the answer, scientists have spent decades tracking the relationship between diet and lifespan, trying to uncover the foods that truly contribute to a longer life. Recently, a groundbreaking report was released by the American Society for Nutrition in collaboration with top universities, including Harvard. After 30 years of research, analyzing the data from over 100,000 people, they revealed a list of the top foods for longevity. The results shocked many, as the food that we all thought was the healthiest, fish, only made it to third place. You heard it right. Fish isn't number one. So what is? If you keep watching this video until the end, it might just add 20 more years to your life. The food that topped the list isn't a supplement or an expensive ingredient. It's something that's affordable and available in almost every household, yet it's largely ignored. Let's start by unveiling the sixth place food. Sixth place, olive oil. You probably thought that oils are unhealthy, right? But the truth is, one particular oil is a powerhouse for longevity: olive oil, often referred to as liquid gold. When many people hear the word oil, they immediately think it's something they should reduce or avoid. However, a 30-year study by Harvard University found that people who consume 30 milliliters, about 2 tablespoons, of olive oil daily have a 15% lower risk of cardiovascular diseases and a 14% reduction in overall mortality. Surprising, right? Olive oil contains 2 key longevity compounds: unsaturated fatty acids and polyphenolic antioxidants. These 2 elements help reduce chronic inflammation, eliminate free radicals, and essentially give your blood vessels a protective coating. The study showed that compounds in olive oil, such as oleocanthal and hydroxytyrosol, offer anti-inflammatory effects similar to ibuprofen, while also activating antioxidant enzymes to protect cells from oxidative stress. Furthermore, olive oil can help improve cholesterol metabolism, reduce oxidized LDL cholesterol, and lower the risk of arteriosclerosis. I had a 65-year-old patient with high cholesterol. After advising him to replace his salad dressing with olive oil, he saw his bad cholesterol drop by 15% in just 3 months, and he felt more energetic. But remember, not all olive oils are the same. You must choose extra virgin olive oil. Also, avoid using olive oil for frying at high temperatures, as it's sensitive to heat. It's best to use it for low-temperature cooking or as a salad dressing. After opening the bottle, keep it in a cool, dark place and use it within 2 months for the best effect. Fifth place, nuts. Nuts are often underestimated because of their high calorie and fat content. But in fact, among all the foods you can easily grab for a snack, nuts are one of the most beneficial for health. They aren't as expensive as supplements, nor do they require washing and prepping like fruits and vegetables. But they work quietly in the background to keep your body in good shape, offering antioxidant protection, fat balance, blood sugar regulation, vascular health, and even helping to delay brain aging. A Harvard study involving 120,000 people found that those who consumed nuts 5 times a week had a 20% lower overall risk of death and a 30% reduction in the risk of cardiovascular disease. Walnuts, almonds, Brazil nuts, cashews, and flaxseed showed particularly impressive results. The benefits come from nuts' rich nutrient profile, healthy fats, vitamin E, plant sterols, and antioxidants, all of which help reduce inflammation and protect against arterial hardening. What's surprising is that despite their benefits, many people consume nuts incorrectly. For instance, mixing nuts with syrup, honey, or dried fruits may seem like a healthy snack, but it actually causes blood sugar spikes and increases the calorie load. I've had many patients avoid nuts thinking they're too fatty, only to develop symptoms of vitamin E deficiency, such as dry skin, low energy, and memory loss. After they added a handful of unsalted, raw nuts into their diet daily, they found it easier to manage their weight, and their overall mood and energy levels improved. So, the right way to eat nuts is about 25 to 30 grams, roughly a small handful, each day without overindulging. Opt for unsalted, unroasted nuts. They can be paired with plain yogurt, soy milk, oatmeal, or salads. Brazil nuts are rich in selenium, but only 1 to 2 nuts per day are enough. Nuts belong in the top 5 longevity foods because their long-term, stable health benefits are remarkable. Fourth place, whole grains. For many, whole grains might just sound like another term for rough or coarse grains. However, both Harvard and European nutritionists agree that whole grains are one of the most overlooked, yet essential longevity foods in modern diets. Whole grains are not just filling. They help regulate blood sugar, protect your arteries, and nourish your gut. Rather than being a simple carbohydrate, whole grains act as regulators for the body's metabolic systems. Studies show that people who consume at least 90 grams of whole grains daily have a 17% lower risk of total mortality and a 25% reduced risk of cardiovascular disease mortality. This doesn't even include their benefits in preventing type 2 diabetes, colon cancer, and metabolic syndrome. What exactly are whole grains? In simple terms, they're grains that have retained their complete structure, including the bran, endosperm, and germ. Examples include brown rice, black rice, oats, quinoa, millet, whole wheat bread, and whole wheat pasta. Whole grains are rich in fiber, B vitamins, magnesium, potassium, antioxidants, and trace minerals, which all help lower blood sugar responses and insulin resistance while nourishing the gut microbiota and reducing chronic inflammation. One common mistake people make is thinking whole grain products like whole wheat bread and multigrain rice are automatically healthy. In fact, many whole grain products are simply white flour dyed brown or mixed with sugar and unhealthy fats. I've had patients with noticeable gut issues like constipation, rough skin, and poor complexion. When I suggested swapping their white rice for a mix of brown rice, millet, and mung beans, their gut health significantly improved in just 2 weeks, and their sleep quality stabilized. I always recommend that at least half of your daily grains come from whole sources. For breakfast, you can try oats or whole wheat toast. For lunch and dinner, consider mixing brown rice, black rice, or quinoa into your meals. Whole grains are not a poor man's choice, they are the smart choice. The more refined grains you consume, the worse your body is at metabolizing them. The more whole grains you eat, the better your body becomes at self-repair. Third place, fish. Fish has long been considered a quintessential health food. But you may be surprised to learn that in this longevity food ranking, fish only comes in third. It's not that fish is bad for you, but rather that its benefits depend on eating the right kind of fish in the right quantities and prepared in the right way. According to Harvard Public Health, people who eat deep-sea fish at least twice a week have a 36% lower risk of cardiovascular disease and a 17% reduction in overall mortality. These effects are largely due to omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA, which help reduce blood viscosity, stabilize heart rate, decrease inflammation, and protect brain nerve cells, delaying cognitive decline. Cold water fish such as mackerel, sardines, anchovies, and herring are rich in omega-3s, protein, vitamin D, zinc, and other micronutrients. These fish are among the cleanest sources of animal protein. However, I want to stress that fish shouldn't be eaten carelessly. Many people mistakenly think fish is automatically healthier than meat and end up eating fried fish fillets, sweet and sour fish, or pan-seared salmon. This not only destroys the omega-3s, but also introduces harmful trans fats and oxidized lipids, which are detrimental to cardiovascular health. Another overlooked issue is mercury contamination. In longevity regions, people tend to eat smaller, shorter-lived fish, but modern urban dwellers often consume larger predatory fish like shark, swordfish, or large tuna, which accumulate mercury and other toxins. I once saw a young mother who frequently ate high-mercury fish, especially sushi made from tail-end fish, and after giving birth, her newborn had elevated levels of neurotoxic substances. The best way to enjoy fish for longevity is to choose small, deep-sea fish like sardines, mackerel, and anchovies and consume them 2 to 3 times a week, with portions of about 100 to 150 grams. Steaming, poaching, or air frying is the healthiest way to cook fish. Avoid deep frying or cooking with heavy sauces, and always pair it with antioxidant-rich green vegetables and olive oil for better nutrient absorption. Fish acts as a bridge between animal protein and plant-based diets. When consumed correctly, it can support brain health, protect the heart, and delay aging. But when consumed incorrectly, it can become a hidden risk. That's why fish only ranks third on the list. Second place, legumes. Legumes are the unsung heroes of the longevity food list. They may not be as colorful as fruits or as famous as fish, but they are a staple in the diets of many of the world's longest living populations. Whether it's soybeans in Okinawa, lentil soup in Korea, or traditional tofu in China, legumes have been a core part of high longevity diets for centuries. Harvard research shows that people who eat legumes at least 3 times a week reduce their risk of early death by 10%. Legumes like lentils, chickpeas, beans, and peas are full of plant-based proteins, fiber, antioxidants, and trace minerals, all of which contribute to heart health, gut health, and blood sugar regulation. What makes legumes such a secret weapon for longevity? They are packed with soluble fiber, which helps lower cholesterol, regulate blood sugar, and maintain a healthy gut microbiome. Additionally, legumes help regulate appetite by promoting fullness and providing steady energy levels throughout the day, which can prevent overeating and weight gain. My recommendation is to consume a variety of legumes regularly, whether they are tossed into salads, soups, or stews, or blended into spreads like hummus. Legumes can also replace red meat, reducing the intake of unhealthy saturated fats. The only caveat is that you should soak beans before cooking them to remove anti-nutrients like lectins and phytic acid, which could cause digestive discomfort in sensitive individuals. Avoid processed bean snacks that are deep fried or heavily salted. Stick to natural beans and legumes in their purest form for the best benefits. And now, drum roll, please. The number 1 food for longevity is fruits and vegetables. Yes, you guessed it. Fruits and vegetables top the list for longevity. In fact, a study conducted by the American Heart Association revealed that people who consume 7 or more servings of fruits and vegetables daily have a 42% lower risk of death from chronic diseases, such as heart disease, stroke, and certain cancers. The nutrients in fruits and vegetables are the building blocks for a long, healthy life. Why do fruits and vegetables rank so high? They are packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, fiber, and other phytochemicals that fight oxidative stress and inflammation. Regularly consuming a variety of fruits and vegetables helps improve cardiovascular health, maintain healthy blood sugar levels, and support cellular repair. Fruits like berries, citrus, and apples, and vegetables like leafy greens, broccoli, and carrots are particularly powerful. These foods have been shown to reverse cognitive decline, slow aging, and even protect against specific types of cancer. A typical longevity diet often includes an abundance of colorful produce, especially those high in vitamin C, A, and K. The Mediterranean diet, which is often considered the best for longevity, is rooted in a plant-based foundation, with fruits and vegetables playing a central role. If you want to start including more fruits and vegetables in your life, aim for variety and color. For example, mix your greens with yellow or red bell peppers, add berries to your breakfast, and ensure you consume a wide variety of plant-based foods daily. The more vibrant your plate, the more health benefits you're receiving. When it comes to longevity, eating fruits and vegetables isn't just about eating healthy, it's about fueling your body with the highest quality, life-extending nutrients. So, aim for 7 to 9 servings daily, as this will maximize your chances of staying healthy and living a long, vibrant life. Final thoughts. Longevity is a result of many factors: diet, exercise, mental well-being, and positive relationships. However, focusing on these top 6 foods for longevity will undoubtedly help boost your health and potentially add years to your life. The key is not only eating these foods, but also incorporating them into a balanced, healthy lifestyle. For Omini,